Hello, and welcome to another segment of Open House here at Community Media of South Central PA. I'm Raymond Gowker, and I have the best opportunity in the world to being the host of a program called Open House. And this is our program here at Community Media where we open the doors to the community and bring some of the best into our studio to share their character, their personality, and the things they're doing within our community to make this a great place to live. And this is a special program today. I have a co-host, Jennie Dillion, and Jennie's somewhat new to us. Jennie's been working with us now for a few months.
A few months, yes.
And has a great passion for the community.
Yes.
Thanks for being here with me
Thank you
today.
for having me here.
Are you ready for this?
I am ready for this. I volunteered for this, is how ready I am for this.
When you heard that we were going to have Matt Sheads
Yes.
on this show, Open House, bringing the best from our community in, you were all in, weren't you?
I was. I said, sign me up. I'll do the homework. I'm here.
And I would like to, before we get started, thank you, Jennie, because this is a special show, and you did take a lot of legwork and did a lot to make this a special event.
It was well worth it.
It is. Okay. So, Matt Sheads.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Jennie, Ray, thanks for having me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jennie, is this an audition for Jeff Cook's sports talk show, maybe?
I think it could be.
Little known fact we talked about earlier, Jennie loves sports.
Yes.
Baltimore sports, Orioles. So maybe if the Cooker needs a little bit of a sidekick, so to say, you're all in, correct?
I'm all in.
All right,
I'm
good.
all in because I can call a balk before the umpire does.
Before the umpire does. I like it. I like it. Ray, I'll tell you before we get started, the community television is near and dear to my heart. I was thinking about the old AC TV days, and way back in the day, we all used to watch John Barty. Love John's show. We call it the variety show, maybe? Would you call it a variety show with some aliens?
It was a variety show. Aliens, I mean, he was probably one of the first variety host that the aliens wanted to be on a regular basis.
Oh, 100%. And then
he had music.
He had it all.
He had art, you know, and he had a connection with the aliens.
The other one I always enjoyed was the press box with Ken Picking.
Oh, Ken Picking.
We call the 334 3000 number, and when you get Ken going on his whatever sports, his Ohio sports or whatever. But and listen to Cooker calling games over the years. Jeff Cook's always been fun. So before we get into it, I just want to say I appreciate all you guys do for the community. You put a lot of good content out there, and thanks for doing this. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I mean, this is our passion. This is what we love to do, We like being around good people. And here we have it right here.
Thank you.
But, outstanding citizen of the year for the Gettysburg Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. My year's almost over. It's going to be 2026 in a couple of days, so it's short-lived. I felt honored as I got a lot of calls as you come into Gettysburg on Route 30 by the Giant. There was a nice sign that said Outstanding Citizen of the Year, and I was all smiles about it for a couple of days, and then the following week I drove by, it said shop local. So I mean, just before I knew it, I was replaced with shop local. But I support the shop local over that anyway. So
I like that idea. The idea that really they should be voting for the 2026. But you get to share that for the whole year. But the other thing that I really appreciate about you, Matt, is you really style. I mean, you're styling the way you dress and everything. From even as a child, I mean, look at that. Even as a child, you had it. You had it going on. Not only did you have the clothing, but just look at the confidence in that young man.
That's a 1975 pop. I was pretty hip then. I don't know if I had the platform shoes there or not. I'm fortunate enough to have most of that upstairs. I was not in charge of the styling back then. I'm in charge of this mop today. And I will share with you that I'm not sure 100% whether it was the shirt or the overalls, but that at one time were curtains. So they were trimmed into that beautiful style that you see before us today.
Yeah. Anything you could do to have that. I mean, back then, I don't know if your family was well off or not.
Yeah.
But if that was a picture of me, I would have had my head buzz because
you had
that my uncle gave free haircuts.
Did he?
And the way he did it is, we get together on a weekend as a family, and you take your turn from one cousin to another, and you get your haircut.
Well, I can tell you, speaking of haircuts, you appreciate this, Jenny, that the Varsity Barbershop has been my barbershop of choice since I was probably 6 years old.
Wow.
Frank and the guys are in there now. It's Steve Ling, Tom Ling, but it's part of being a small community. So
yeah.
I don't know if I can give the Ling's father credit for that cut or not. That's probably my mom's cut, but shortly thereafter I went to the old Varsity Barbershop. $15, can't go wrong. $15
That's
bucks
right.
a haircut.
Can't go wrong.
And there's nothing like sitting down in your hometown barbershop. It's nothing like that. And I understand that that you have a lot of passion.
I do.
And one of the things that you're passionate about is sports.
Sports.
Can you tell me how that started?
Oh, 100%. So as maybe you're seeing in front of us, there's a handsome gentleman there named Gene Hummel, also known as Gino. Gino dated my grandmother, Betty Jane Kresnick, for pretty much most of their adult life, short of when my grandfather passed away. Gino, he was, Ray, as you know, he went to Gettysburg College. He played football. He was a 174-pound guard. He was college All-American, the small college All-American. At that time, there was the big colleges and the smaller, the universities and the small. But Gino, sidebar, and I'll get to your answer in a second. Gino, and I believe it was 1949, he got picked to play in the All-Star game, the little college All-Star game against the New York Giants in the Polo Grounds.
Oh,
and
wow.
They beat the New York Giants, which is pretty cool. I'm a pack rat. I actually have that brochure, I have that program at my house. But Gino, I'd go to see my grandmother, and I felt like an athlete at an early age. He would take me over to Gettysburg College. The fun go hit the baseballs and out in the field, and then we would go into Plank Gym or into the Bream Field House, into the field house. He'd throw me some balls. Gino gave me he gave me my number 44. I wear it to this day. I still play sports. Number 44. I had a jersey at the early day, but I think fondly of him, sports-wise.
Just Lefty Bizer.
Yeah, you did great. By the way, you did a great video for him. Thank you for doing that.
Very important in order to celebrate leaders and people of great character, and the people in the Sports Hall of Fame. They're a lot of leaders because of their character. And Lefty Bizer talks about Gino a lot and talks highly of him.
Yeah, he was an amazing guy. He may have a few words, but he loved sports. He gave me that passion for sports, carried it through all my life, even to this day. So I attribute my sports from Gino. There it is, number 4. Look at that. On cue, number 4. Jenny, you did a wonderful job. See, I'm not privy to these videos before, but you can see the number 44. That would probably be the second number 44 jersey. I had a red one as well, but you can't see my cousin off to the left there in the picture. He was number 88. So.
And what was his name?
Derek Jones. Derek Jones, and but yeah, number 44. As a tribute to Gino, I still wear that number. So
Yep.
Look at that. You look all pro. I still have that helmet, by the way, with all the stickers on there. I'm a pack rat. I love it.
All right. Well, with your sports, I'm an Orioles fan. You know that.
Yeah,
You like baseball.
love baseball.
Who would you call your 5 greatest baseball players of all time?
Five greatest Orioles or five greatest
No,
baseball players?
baseball players. Any team, any league.
I would say
all time.
all-time favorite. I would say my all-time. I'm seeing some skateboard stuff popping up.
Seen some pictures show up.
I'll get to the skateboarding. There's an era for that too. I think that going back to Hank Aaron, I mean, that's as good as it gets. Hank Aaron was one of the greatest players of all time. I have a spot in my heart for Ty Cobb, of course. You can never forget Gettysburg Eddie. I'm pretty proud of Gettysburg Eddie.
Me too.
The fact that you have a guy that's from Gettysburg, a guy that lived in Gettysburg, that went on to be a great player. I can tell you my favorite. I'm gonna make you mad. My favorite Oriole is Eddie Murray.
I love Eddie.
Eddie Murray. But my favorite all-time baseball player, and you're going to be disgusted with me, is going to be David Ortiz. I always loved the way he played.
Papi.
Big Papi. Just the way he played.
I have no problem with Big Papi. He is great.
Oh, he's great. I saw some video popping up with some skateboarding. We get back to the skateboarding days.
Yeah.
Okay.
I retired. Ray, you'll appreciate this. I played basketball up through sophomore in high school. Played at DeLone. There's some bad shorts that you could probably find on my Facebook site from back in the day. But transferred from DeLone to Gettysburg and picked up skateboarding and girlfriends. So that became my passion for several years. The hair. You like the hair, don't you?
The hair.
I like the form.
Yeah, the form is good. Good.
One of the requirements for the girlfriends were that they also skateboarded?
No, they didn't have to skateboard. They just had to like skateboarding, you know what I mean? So, and then the 23, I thought was Michael Jordan. That's when I peaked. If you look at that, it says age 14, 5'11", 135 maybe, 135.
Yeah.
I've put on maybe 3 inches in height since then, and probably 125 pounds. But at that time, I thought I was pretty good at basketball. That's the old St. Francis days.
Well, you were good.
I was good.
Yeah.
But then
You were a superstar.
Back then.
Well, I was a superstar. Everybody's a superstar. That was before. I had the first ever Jordans too. They are not the Jordans. That picture was before Christmas.
Yeah.
The Air Jordan 1s were the Christmas gift. I wish I had those in the picture. And my son Jackson, he wishes I still had them because he'd want to sell them on one of the sites, StockX.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that picture.
So
There you
how's
go.
that list compare to that list?
That's the Colonel's list. That's my grandfather, Colonel Sheads. He was you really listen. You better hire her full time. I don't know. So I can tell you.
So you went right with Hank Aaron and Ty Cobb.
Yep. But my grandfather, Colonel Sheads, local historian, taught at Gettysburg for 35 years. Taught American history for most of those. He loved sports. He loved the Phillies. I found that in the attic one day, as you probably saw on Facebook. And Babe Ruth. I mean, some of those he would remember. He was born in 1910. I wasn't privy to watching some of those guys play.
Right.
But he always loved the Phillies. He wanted to go see the Phillies play, he said. But every time I invited him, he wouldn't want to go. And I keep sidebarring, but I bought my grandfather a Phillies hat for Christmas one year. And he always wore it. It was dirty. You know what I mean? It's not dirty from playing sports, but it was dirty and it was used. And I said to myself, my grandfather passed in 2002. I said, I'm going to go see a Phillies game. I'm going to wear that hat. I'm going to wear the Phillies hat to this game. Went to a playoff game. And you know what playoff game I saw? Roy Halladay, no-hitter. And so I felt like my grandfather was at that game against the Reds. But, I can go. Listen, you got to keep me on track. I can talk.
That's
There's the
okay.
Colonel.
It's hard keeping me on track,
We're
too.
on track.
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I should. Look at you. Will you mirror this picture? That's great. Yeah, there's the Colonel.
Yeah, I know that it was a treat, anybody who had him as a teacher.
Yeah.
My mom
I love that.
in high school, and you had to have the Colonel.
Had to have the Colonel.
There was just so much
Had to have the
greatness about him, and little things like didn't have a driver's license.
Colonel. No, not a day in his life.
Not a day in his
If
life.
you look at that picture on you guys' left, can you see anything in that glass that looks weird for beer? Do you see? Can you zoom in on that? I can zoom in on it.
Ice cubes.
Ice cubes. He always put ice cubes in his beer. Not many people put ice cubes in his beer. He would chill the glass in the freezer, and then he would put ice cubes in that. But I think he drank them fast enough that he would,
I like crushed ice.
me personally too.
Crushed
Me
ice.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer.
Reminds me of back in the old Distelfink days. You would go
Yes.
and you get the crushed ice with
You got
your,
the
with
good
your
ice.
drinks. Yeah. But the thing about the Colonel is he used to go to F&M beer distributor. Now he never drove; they would deliver to him, and so there'd always be a case or a couple cases there. And even after the F&M, it's where the Foursquare Brewery is now. F&M was there. Even after they stopped delivering, one of the delivery guys would still come. One of the guys would still come and deliver. So that's part about being in a small town. Is
Right.
They still took care of them. So
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
wallpaper too.
Now, that was his house?
Yeah, which is my house.
Which is your house.
And I can tell you my house doesn't quite look like that these days, but the old metal cabinets and you have the washing machine right there on the left. Not many kitchens have a washing machine in there.
No.
It's probably stained from the smoke from my grandmother back in the day.
Oh my
too.
gosh. So,
There's my
tell us
mom.
about that character.
There's my mom. Now she's gonna be mad, but that's my mom, Janie Miller, Janie Kresnick. Janie Kresnick. That's her wedding day. She married my dad, Steve Sheads, down at the Grotto at Mount St. Mary's. They got an exception there. But if you look, now this is why I'm gonna get in trouble. Now look down low there. Do you see anything that looks a little? Yeah, I was on the
You're
way.
on the
I
way.
was on the way.
I was too.
I was on the way when they got married.
I
but,
was too, but my mom got married pretty early, so
Okay.
she's still fitting that size
Yeah,
7 dress.
I was on the way, but Janie Kresnick, she and her 3 sisters, they were all lookers from what I understand back in the day. My dad felt very privileged to date her and to marry her. He had shared with me a story a couple years ago. They called, he asked her out, and he was all excited, and they ended up going to a basketball game. And he said, for the first date, he had said that, you walk in, like the homecoming king and the prom king, you feel a certain way. My dad said when he walked through the gym doors the first time with my mom, he felt like he was better than the star quarterback or anybody because he felt like he hit it. And I remember him also saying that he had an Austin Healey, and the speedometer, the odometer didn't work, and so he fixed it to their first date. He made it so it always said what their first date was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they had a great.
So it was
great couple
her
years.
mother that was
Gino,
with
Mr.
Gino.
Hummel. Yeah, when
That's that connection.
when my grandfather passed away, they reconnected. Yeah,
Nice,
you pull it all
that's
together.
interesting.
And we didn't even have any notes before this, too. I'm telling you, you guys
I've
ready?
been thinking about this, Matt.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
understand how important
Yeah.
you are to our community.
thank you.
That's right.
This is
You
great.
are, when you look at what makes a great community, it's a connected community.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no one better that shows that example than you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It embarrasses me a little bit, but you do things because your heart tells you to do them, and
Yeah.
we can talk about that a little bit later on. But I think that you probably find that a lot of people that do things in the community, they're not doing them because they want the accolades or recognition. When I was told that I was going to get this award, I got a little anxious. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little anxious about it, and I'm appreciative of the award. I think it's great, but that's not why you do
If
it.
you're like me,
Yeah.
you're like, there's somebody else that could have given it to. I'm not that great. I'm not all that.
That's how I felt.
And that's how I
nervous.
feel.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah, that's okay. I'm good being in the background.
Yeah.
Well, we have someone else that influenced you, I believe.
Somebody that was influenced.
Hey, Terry Fox.
Matt, I watched grow up because I was around Colonel Sheads forever. He was my mentor. He was the best teacher ever there was. And Matt and I would kid each other. And he grew up, and I got older, and there were lots of discussions with each other. It was interesting that Matt finally said to me 4 or 5 years ago that Colonel Sheads said, there's one guy that I want to take my place, and it was Terry Fox. So Matt told me that story 3-4 years ago. I never knew that. So Matt is in the insurance business, very well respected, and won the Top Citizen Award, which is one great award. So Matt is still around, still smiling.
True. That's true. I think the world of Terry. I'm telling you.
I took that picture.
I was going to say that Terry was telling me how to. That was at a Destination Gettysburg
you wanted.
event.
He was showing you how to do the perfect curveball.
Yeah, perfect curveball, and I'm a lefty. They didn't let me pitch much. I think my only time I ever pitched was up the road here as a Colonial. I pitched an inning. I was perfect. No strikeouts, but I didn't let anybody on base. But I think the world of Terry. Every time I see him, he makes me smile. I think one of the last times I saw Terry, though, we were at a golf tournament. A little sidebar on this too, but there's an A and a B, right, for the golf, A and a B. So we're the A, and we're getting ready to hit. And I think I'm just going to crush this ball. I'm going to just destroy this ball. I always show Terry I can play some golf. I'm not very good at golf, but I'm going to show Terry and his son Ryan. I took this ferocious swing, and I nipped it, and it rolled underneath our golf cart. I mean, it went like 16 feet if it was that. I was so embarrassed. Hopefully Terry and Ryan don't think less of me for my 16-foot drive that I hit at the Bridges on number 4.
No, Terry influenced a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just like
He was great.
His mentor.
Yeah, he was great. I always enjoy listening to stories. What happens is, I share with you guys that one thing that I did enjoy about the getting the award for the Outstanding Citizen was to hear what people had to say, their stories, right? And what happens is we can go to a funeral and it's a sad time, and I can sit there and I can listen to Gino, Mr. Hummel, and what friends said about Mr. Hummel, and I could hear what people said about my grandfather and others. And you're like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And so when I run into somebody like Terry, who shares stories with me about my grandfather, I hold them dear. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I hold them dear to my heart. So great friend, great guide. I don't know if he's still guiding or not, but great guy. He learned a lot from my grandfather, from what I gather. So
He sure did. I took a guided tour by Terry.
Yeah.
So my first introduction to Matt Sheads was the legend of Matt Sheads, right? So I went to St. Francis back in the 80s, and there was this legend that there was this kid during a basketball game that actually dunked, in 8th grade, dunked and broke the rim. Game stopped. Hey, come back tomorrow. We can't fix it, right? So this legend persisted. So Matt and I are about 5 years difference, right? So I never knew Matt in St. Francis. I knew this legend. And then fast forward to the 90s, and I'm in college. I come back, and my buddies are like, "Hey, there's this great guy. He's got an apartment. He's got party. Let's go hang out." So we go there, and we start talking. Yeah, I went to St. Francis. And then I went to DeLone and all that. And so I'm like, well, do you know the story about that guy who dunked? He's like, "Yeah, well, that was me." I won't tell you the true story of what happened. We'll leave it as the legend of Matt Sheads.
I'm going to share that.
The legends are always much better than the actual story. But my real story with Matt Sheads starts about 30-some years ago. And we just clicked, right? We both had grandfathers that were very prominent in the community. I was lucky enough to know Colonel Sheads for a little bit of time until he passed away. And it's ironic to think now that Matt actually lives in the Colonel's house. That was awesome. So to look fast forward and rewind and see, Matt's he is Mr. Gettysburg, right? His grandfather was Mr. Gettysburg, and he kind of took that mantle on without even trying. And so that's been really cool to see, what he's done with the house. He's upgraded the house and all that. At home, my kids affectionately call him Uncle Sheads, right? And so Nerf guns, video games, sports,
All of it.
that's Matt Sheads, as a kid, and that's my kids. And so they just click, right? Anytime we come to Gettysburg, can we go to Uncle Sheads' house? Can we go to Uncle Sheads' house? And you would think they were his own kids, right? He buys them gifts. He lets them hang out at the house. The fridge is always full, of frosty beverages for kids. And
True.
so it's been great, And over the years, Matt and I have just, we've just clicked on so many things. I've followed him, right? He's always been the lead. It's weird, I ran in high school in cross country and in track and in college for a little bit. He never did any of that, right? He was known as the battleship or meatball, right? He was a bigger guy, right? Everybody knows him as a bigger guy. And so he got this kick that he should start running. And so this was probably like the mid 2010s or something like that. So he goes on this nonstop run where he runs every day for like 2 years, something like that. And then he gets this kick that he needs to do a half marathon. And I'm like, dude, who wants to run 13 miles? Not me. He runs 13 miles. He does the half marathon. And then it's like, okay, now I got to do a marathon, right? And I'm like, what are you doing? And he finishes this marathon and then he looks at me and he's like, it's your turn. I don't want to do a marathon. But then I ended up doing a marathon. And the only reason I did this marathon was because he did the marathon. And then he does Dancing with the Stars, right? And I'm sitting back there watching him doing Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, man, he's up there on stage and it's just like this incredible moment. And then he comes to me afterwards and he's like, you should do Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, God, come on, boy. And so I have to do Dancing with the Stars, right? So I'm always following him. But it's been great. Over the years, we formed a roller hockey team that in January of 2026, we will have played nonstop, for the most part, 25 years. There's 4 of us from Gettysburg that have continually played over the years, and we've grown really close. There's something about, getting together once or twice a week, every week for 25 years and going and playing roller hockey. And we've gotten really close that way. We're all into hockey. We're all into sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Mark Clowney, one of my best friends. He's the godfather of my son, one of the 2 godfathers, but one of my best friends, Mark Clowney. A couple stories. So we're going to go back. We're going to take us back to the one picture that you showed us, the All-Star, number 23, right? 5'11", 135. Apparently I could jump. I had a 42-inch jump. My jump's the same as this today. It's about 5 inches. I could get the net. So one day before practice, we're at the old St. Francis gym, and we decided we're going to dunk off the chairs. So we had people holding the chairs and dunking. There it is. There we are. So dunking, right? Mm-hmm. So we're dunking off the chairs, and Jim Schreiner's the coach. He wasn't there, and Denny Schreiner's the coach. They weren't there. We're there early. And I come down with I broke the backboard. There was a perfect crescent moon, and I'm holding the backboard. I can show it. You can't see it here. There's a little scar right there. You guys can't see a little scar right there. So I break the backboard. We have a game coming up on Thursday. They swapped it out for some little rinky-dink, taped up. Best game I ever had in grade school. I'm a stats guy. I could talk stats all day. Had 27 points in 24 minutes with a broken backboard that we got a new one and all taped up. But my friend Phil Biesecker, when St. Francis got purchased by the county, Adams County bought St. Francis, they took the, I understand you have basketball courts here at your facility and you still have the rims. Well, for some reason they fixed that backboard. They fixed that backboard. When they took the rims down, the baskets down when the county bought it, Phil Biesecker got me the backboards. I have them in my attic. I still have the back. If I would have known, I would have brought the backboard. I could have showed you the perfect crescent moon. But Mark Clowney and I have some really good friends. Mark's one of them, really close. He keeps me on task in a good way. He keeps me motivated in a good way. But I appreciate the kind words from Mark as well.
You have a lot of good close friends.
Yeah.
A lot of people appreciate you.
I do. I have a lot of good friends. That's good. It's important. I think that going back to my grandfather, you learn at an early age that we're all big fish in a small pond. Everybody knows everybody. Talk about your brother. We talk about, you taught at school, so you know a lot of people at school. Everybody knows you, Ray. And so you find out that you should do things the right way. People are going to figure out if you're not, you know what I mean? And you form these close friendships. 'Cause a lot of times people don't leave. Or if they leave, they come back because Gettysburg and this surrounding area is such a wonderful place to be. So this is fun. You told me it was going to be fun.
My earliest memories of the Sheads family is of Colonel Sheads, and my mom attended many of his adult evening history classes, and she just loved him. We all loved Colonel Sheads, so that's kind of how we got to know the Sheads family, through the Colonel. And his son, Mike, and wife, Barbara, lived next door to us. They were our neighbors when we lived on Baltimore Street. And I loved Mike. He was so cool. And he, of course, was a Civil War buff, and that's kind of how I got started then with being a history buff, was through Mike, his Uncle Mike. And they actually had a daughter that they named after me. She's my namesake, because we loved one another. And eventually then they moved away, and my brother's in the JCs, and I guess he and Matt met each other through the JCs, working with the community in the Halloween parade and all that. So I actually got back with Matt at Santa Crawl, was actually where I got reunited with him. And I was the director for the Linda Cranius Memorial 5K. And Matt volunteered every year for us. He did so much with us for that event. So that's kind of how we've gotten back together then. But he's volunteer extraordinaire, I'll give you that, and smart. And also he and my brother worked together at Hoppy and O'Donnell for many years. So that was another way that we were together.
Who was that?
Lisa Angstead, longtime friend. Lisa is our local tax collector. I write her. Most people mail. You probably mail your taxes. Do you mail your taxes in, and they get asked you mail your taxes in?
Yeah.
Well, I hand deliver them. I write Lisa a little note on the back. Appreciate what she does, but she does a lot for the community too.
Yeah,
and
she does.
And I think the world of Lisa. She's a wonderful, just a wonderful-hearted person. Loves cats, as you know. She loves cats. But yeah, I enjoy what we do now. Linda Cranius, is a 5K in memory of Ernie's wife, Linda. But they also do, she also puts on it's called the Almost Half Marathon. It's an unsanctioned event. It's called the Groundhog from Gettysburg to, it's a running event from Gettysburg to Emmitsburg. It's like it's 12.89 miles, almost a half marathon, and she puts that on. That's a good time. It's good. That's very nice of her. Kind words. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I thought I was just going to show up. We were just going to make some stuff up. I mean, you guys did your homework.
Every time you turn around, there's Matt Sheads in the spotlight again.
Obviously so.
So you are an influencer. Yeah. You are an influencer. And, you can look at your background, great grandparents, a great family, and your neighbors and good friends and all that. But from an early age, you were a volunteer. You were on the board.
Yeah.
You were on the skateboard.
Yeah, I was on the skateboard. I was the, there's an article, chairman of the board. Is that what it was? I don't know if you found that one on Facebook or not. But
I think it was called.
It's coming up.
It's coming up here.
Chairman of the.
Story of the boards.
Story of the boards. There's a guy named Dave Krasinski, a friend of mine.
Society of Boards.
Okay.
There we go.
Society of Boards. That's a nice silhouette of me. It looks like I'm falling, but that's actually a trick. But Society of Boards. Dave Krasinski, we love the skateboard. What happens is you form these friendships, that stick. over the years. Guys I used to skateboard with, like Pete Martin, my friend Pete Martin. I knew Pete, but
Yeah.
to this day we're still friends. But yeah, I actually I think within the last 2 years I was at the rec park skateboarding. I'm 54 years old now.
Really?
I have some scars to show. Yeah, I mean, Mark talked about playing roller hockey I played over 1,000 games of roller hockey. I'm a little slower than I used to be, but there's always a bruise somewhere or something
Yeah.
going on, from it. So I can tell you what that is. So that would have been Strawberry Hill a couple years ago. I'm not on that board, but I'm friends with Dan, who's the executive director, and they asked me to come up, Camp Eater, and
That was a pancake breakfast.
It was pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
Make some eggs for the
Yeah.
Strawberry Hill. I hate eggs too, by the way, but I got stuff.
Really?
Well, I don't hate them. They have to be piping hot, and they have to be scrambled. But there I am smiling away. At least I have a hat on. I don't know if I'm supposed to have a mask on. I don't know if that's if I'm compliant or not there in that picture, so I apologize.
At
if I'm
that
not.
time you were. I mean, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They made me glove up the last time I was there. I had to glove up, and that was a pie eating contest. Probably I did not win. I know I'm a little on the huskier side, on the bigger side. You think I could eat, but I did not win that one. The red, white, and blue. I thought that'd be kind of funny. I stole my son Jackson's headband to try to look cool. Trying to be like one of the kids,
Yeah.
back in the day.
That one was for collaborating for
Collaborating for
youth.
youth. Yeah, it was collaborating for youth. That was a fun one. I enjoyed that one. That's Land Conservancy. So I'm on the board of Land Conservancy. Some of my best friends, the Leedies, and we go back to Drew and Wade. I've known them since I coached them in baseball at age 13 and age 15, and I've known Nikki and Bill and Kathy Leedy. We go back a long ways, but I was asked to help out for the Land Conservancy. We're doing a little pour there. I treated that as if that was an audition in case I ever had to change occupations. The friends there, the staff said that I'd be hired because when I wasn't pouring beer, I was putting stuff away and cleaning up. I want to do everything the right way. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to leave the place cleaner than it was when we
Yeah.
started. But great family. You're ever looking for some good pizza? Can't beat Tommy's Pizza.
No, my.
Yeah.
That's just recent. I'm surprised that I didn't get any kind of diseases there. If you look, look at that bird, the bird droppings. The United Way. So I started Hockley O'Donnell Insurance Agency in '94. An insurance agency 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, got purchased by ACNB. It was great. I mean, ACNB. I love working with ACNB. Everybody there is Captain Positive. It's a great small community bank that's growing, but. We have an office down in Carroll County, and so we did some work for the United Way. I like to think that I'm a master craftsman. I'm not really. I don't think I shot myself with that gun or anything, but acting like I knew what I was doing. Now, you're probably a Ravens fan, aren't you?
I actually don't like football.
Okay.
I am only baseball.
Okay, and how about you?
I like the Eagles.
Okay.
I have a few teams that I like. I like the 49ers.
Yeah, Niners good.
I'll favor the Steelers. I love to see them do well.
Yeah.
Of course, when I played at DeLone, it was
Sure.
the black and gold.
Oh, you got to go to the black and gold. So thankfully, I don't think you can see, but this is called the call, like a bird call to action. It was the Baltimore Ravens. I had to go to TJ Maxx and get a daggone Ravens shirt to wear, and only you wear it to paint in and other stuff. I'm a Steelers fan. I get back to the Terry Bradshaw days, Lynn Swann. But that's my, I must have lost, like I said, it's like I lost a bet. I had to wear that for the Ravens shirt. Oh, see, I'm trying to use my voice. See, this face is not for TV, so I apologize to everybody out there. This is not for a TV face. This is a voice for the radio. And so I'm on the board for the South Mountain Community Fair. I love my friends up there. They can probably only deal with me in small doses because I'm always trying to be funny. But I am, the last couple of years, I've been the voice of the South Mountain Community Fair, announcing all the wonderful stuff going on, in between going and getting the milk and walking around talking to people. I know my friend Annette Cole appreciates that because she used to have to be the voice. But I love that. Yeah, I could do radio. If you guys ever want to branch out to radio, let me know. I'll do radio for you.
We'll talk to you then.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always smiling there, right? I mean,
You are.
You're always smiling whenever I-
smiling.
All right.
You have your
Whenever
mom's
I met you.
smile.
Yeah, I
That
do.
big smile
Yeah, I
she had in
do.
that picture.
Yeah, Kresnik smile.
Yeah.
I am 1/4 vampire. Did I tell you that?
No.
Okay, so I'll explain. So I'm three parts German, Sheads, and I'm not cursing here, so right, I'm going to get you this little Sheads history. So when we came across from Germany, Sheads is not how you spell our last name. It's spelled, and you can censor this, right? Yeah. Okay, S-C-H-I-T-Z. What does S-C-H-I-T-Z spell? Okay, I don't have to say it, but that's what our name was. We changed it to Sheads. So Sheads, German, Gross, German. Rosensteel, if you guys are from the Gettysburg area, the Rosensteel family, all the artifacts, a lot of artifacts in the museum came from the Rosensteels. But Kresnik is Romanian, and where's Transylvania? Romania. So I claim that I'm 1/4 vampire. So you can't see my fangs in there, but
So volunteerism is very, very important to you.
very important.
I know it's very important to Jennie too. You know, and we sat down with Jennie when she approached us about getting involved in promoting Garma, and while we were speaking to her, she shared a story with us about you.
Yeah. It was a Facebook post
Okay.
that I had posted.
I'm really curious.
So it just leads to, how do you find the time to do all this? And Garma, as Ray mentioned, I'm the president of Gettysburg Area Retail Merchants Organization, or Association, sorry. Don't know my acronym.
I forget all that stuff
We
too
do
sometimes.
Christmas and everything in Gettysburg. So I made this post. It was a Saturday morning, October 26, 2024.
Okay.
I'm on my way to the Garma shed for the annual light bulb checking adventure. This is where a group of volunteers get together one beautiful Saturday morning in October to check every light bulb on every wreath and every tree panel
Thank you for
in
doing that.
preparation for Christmas in Gettysburg. But I have to get my Dunkin' to get the day started. And on the way along York Road, I see Matt Sheads moving along the side of the roadway with cat-like stealth,
Cat-like.
picking up litter with the local Rotary Club. 2 Gettysburg locals, class of 90 and 91, I'm the younger one,
Yep.
staying local and volunteering on a beautiful Saturday morning, helping to serve the community they grew up in. Volunteer if you can. The few hours Matt and I and those volunteering with us are spending this morning won't solve the world's problems.
Yeah.
However, if more people can give a few hours and volunteer when they can, it certainly could make the world a better place.
Amen. It's true.
So I bet probably that day you probably at least had 2 other things you were volunteering with aside from picking up trash in the morning.
How'd you know that? Did you do your research on me? I know one for sure. I know that I went from there to the Collaborating for Youth. They do they partner up Medicine Take Back. And so I was going from there to Medicine Take Back that day, for sure. And then I don't know if I did anything else after that. I lose track sometimes, but.
How many things do you think you average in a day? People ask you, because I kind of feel like you can't say no.
Yeah, that is
And
one
I
of my
do that
struggles.
too, and I get in trouble for it.
It comes with consequence, and that's what I was talking a little bit earlier, that I can't say no, and I think that what gets me, to be serious, like what gets me in trouble sometimes is I put everybody on the same. Everybody is of equal importance to me. You know, I care about everybody. I do, honestly. I do that. Some people say that, but I really, truly do. And so if somebody takes the time to come to ask me to help out, I feel that they need help. You know what I mean? Or they want to help. And so I'll share with you that I have this, I don't say, I don't mean to sound weird, but I have this voice in my head. We all do. And it pops in my head. I'll see something and I'll think, I should do that. You know, and I'm like, well, I don't have time, but I need to do that. It's in my head. And so what I'm trying to say is if you feel something in your heart to do it, do it. Don't just think about doing it, just do it. You know what I mean? And if you think that like you want to get a gift for somebody and you're like, well, I don't know if I like that. They may think it's weird or they may not like, just do it. You know, because that's how I live my life. You know what I mean? That's how I live my life. But it is hard to say no. It is.
It is. I get in trouble, and I think that little voice in my head says, you know you can do this.
Yeah. It's only 20 minutes. It's only an hour.
Yeah. And then I hear about it later.
Yeah.
But I felt good for doing it, and I did it for others, not self-serving. I don't go around and tell people everything I do.
No.
Because that's not what it's about.
It's not what it's about. But I would say that all of us that do stuff in the community, we do get something out of it. You know, I mean, none of us are doing it because we want the accolades. We don't need this sign by Giant that says this. It's thank you, Chamber, for doing that. But we do it because it warms our heart. You know, it warms our heart.
I mean, so many people in high school, their yearbook goal was to get out of Gettysburg.
Right. Why? For a minute, but come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, just come back.
And, you know, I always looked at it like, I know I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm staying, so I need to do something while I'm here.
I agree.
And make it better.
I agree.
And I've just always felt like that. And I worked early on, I worked out at the old visitor center. And just learning that history, learning that President Eisenhower lived here, President chose to live here in Gettysburg. What?
Right.
A couple miles from where I grew up. Now, he had passed before either of us were born.
Right, but still.
It was the passion that drove him here.
100%.
The passion that kept me here.
Yeah.
And you here.
Right. Little known fact, President Eisenhower, I believe, my understanding is he used our now library, which was then the post office, as his office. He had some heart issues, I believe, and he used that. But he was an avid golfer, I shared earlier, avid golfer, and he would go out to the Gettysburg Country Club and play golf. I'm friends with Paul Witt that owns the Quality Inn. Paul said his dad, President Eisenhower and his dad used to play together. President Eisenhower liked his dad because his dad wasn't a man of a whole lot of words, so they could go out and play, and it wasn't like anybody was in awe, but good experiences, you know, having somebody like the president living in our...
And that was the other thing about him. He took to the townspeople. He took 100%. To the people of Gettysburg as his own, we're all family.
Yeah, it's important.
It is.
Great community.
Yeah.
Great landscape.
Amen to that.
Great people. I think the values that we have here are awesome. And then I look at you, Matt. You know, you seem tough. I mean, like you're disciplined. You are committed. Some people call you 24/7 Matt.
Thank you.
But what is this with birds?
I can explain. I'm working on it. Like, if anybody has a fear.
You okay with that Raven shirt, or was that pretty fearful for you?
Okay. I'm doing much better.
But you like the Orioles.
I do like the Orioles. So, going back to when I was younger, my mom and dad got divorced at age 5, spent a lot of time with my grandparents, Colonel Sheads and Marie, and a lot of conversations about Hitchcock and the birds and our cat getting attacked by blue jays swooping down. So in my mind, that's what birds do. They attack. And so I used to be petrified. If there's a bird at Lowe's maybe 20 years ago, I'm probably leaving Lowe's. If there's a bird flying around at Lowe's or Home Depot on a Saturday that I have to go get some random thing, I can stay in there. You know, we do our best to try to shop local. When you go to APM or Schmuck, you don't have to worry about the birds flying around in there, but there's other places. But no, I'm working on it. So
we have a video that leads up to the Citizen of the Year.
He's scared of birds. So if you want to get Matt Sheads, just drop a bird in front of his house or something like that. He's definitely afraid of birds. But he is the most compassionate, awesome guy you'll ever meet. He we know he can't say no. He can't say no, but he will go out of his way if he can to help you out. I've been on golf courses where he's had to leave to go help a client. You know, he's 24/7 Matt Sheads when it comes to his clients, when it comes to his friends. He'll donate his car to you if you need to borrow a car. You know, he'll come out. He'll help you with anything that you want to help with. So in that case, you know, he's one of the best people that we know in Adams County. And I tell my kids, I said, if you could find a Matt Sheads in your life when you grow up, you know, you're gonna be great. You know, everybody should have a friend like Matt Sheads.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Mark. Thank you guys for sharing that. That moves me. You know, you say I'm tough, but every once in a while I get that, feel like I get a little emotional. So these videos, you're trying to break me. You guys are trying to break me, but you know, I just, you know, I want to do things the right way. You know, I want my son Jackson, we talked about earlier, a little bit about Jackson, my son. He's 18. He goes to Ole Miss down at the University of Mississippi, and you know, I want Jack to be proud. You know what I mean? I want Jack to say, hey, that's my dad. That's the way I was with my grandfather and my dad. But my grandfather, I want him to feel the way I felt about my grandfather. If that makes sense.
Well, I remember talking to you once, and you mentioned something about your name and what your grandfather said to you about that.
Yeah, don't mess it up. I mean, maybe there's we have to bleep some of it out, but no, but just, you know, the name goes back a long ways, and you have to do things the right way. I mean, it's very easy that you can mess it up. You know what I mean? You can mess it up. Last thing you want to do is show up in the police section of the Gettysburg Times. Yeah, it's just important to. I remember growing up, just everybody knew my grandfather. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Everybody knows my grandfather. Like, everybody knows my grandfather. And so at first you kind of live in the shadow, and then like everybody knows Matt. But I mean, I don't mean that. I'm not trying to make that in a cocky way but. You try to do. You get involved in all these different events. You talk to people. You care, you know, and then you make a lot of friends.
But you have a younger generation right now that doesn't know your grandfather, because there was big age gaps.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, 100%. He retired from teaching. You appreciate it in '71, and I mean he did some teaching at the Y for like adult education for history, you know, but. And he was a guide for a while, but after 71, yeah, but he still
decades.
It was a long time.
Yeah, but he was born when?
Yeah, 1910. Oh no, so this, I'll tell you, I almost said it. So what he would say, if my grandfather was here, I'm channeling my inner grandfather, Colonel would say, I am as old as the Pennsylvania Monument. Look it up. So the Pennsylvania Monument was erected in 1910. So he was born in 1910. Nice. That's what he would challenge you to do. So that's what he would challenge you to do. That's his picture. Jackson, we had him on skates at age 2. He retired from hockey at age 4. But we had some fun there skating. I share a story about the Little League Baseball. This sums up my volunteerism. This sums it up. So there's you see Tom Campbell in there, and Craig Lambert in the middle there. Craig. Jackson played baseball. He played spring baseball for Cal Ripken, and he wanted to play fall baseball, and I missed the deadline. I missed it by a couple of days. I didn't know he wanted to play fall baseball. Jack's like 6 years old, little pup. He's the one on the knee there, in the front, with the knee up. But they said I was getting set up. Okay, I was getting set up on this. Called Tom Campbell. Tom Campbell's like, let me check. Calls me back. He says, you know what, Matt? We'll get Jack in to play fall baseball, but you have to coach. I'm like, okay. I can coach. It's fall baseball. It's 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I'll coach. No big deal. I'll coach that. So I coached the fall baseball. Matt, we need somebody on the board. All right, I'll join the board too. I'm passionate about Little League. I'm not going anywhere. Jackson's 6 years old there. I got 6 years, 8 years. First meeting, Kenny Hassinger's the president. I come in. I know Kenny and everybody. hey guys, Matt Sheads is here. I just want you to know he's going to be our next president in a couple months. I'm like, you son of a... I got set up from the get-go, and I was president for a while. But it was just a phone call, and I felt like somebody was doing me a favor, so I'll coach, and then I'll join the board, and the next thing you know, I'm president of the Little League. So that's how it works. That picture sums it up. So, God, it goes fast. It goes fast there. A lot of cool kids in that picture. Huh.
What do you find the most satisfying experience of volunteering?
Well, I would say if you look at that picture, I know whoever's taking the picture says, hey, smile in that picture. But Jack's sort of smiling, but every picture's smiling, right? So when you go to work, and I go to work, I smile at work, I'm happy, I'm talking to people and having fun, and I try to bring positive energy. But when you're volunteering, for the most part, people are there because they want to be there, and they're passionate about it. And a lot of people have smiles on their faces. So when you're around people who are like-minded for the organization, that are happy to be there, it's easy to do. You know what I mean? It's easy. Does that make sense, sort of? Am I explaining it? It's easy to do. And so then you form these friendships. And then now I look forward to going to the next volunteer event and hanging out with whomever doing something.
There's nothing like being around people who share the same goal.
100%. That's
unified for the right reason.
Yeah.
And sharing their talents. And actually everybody grows from it. You know, community media has been serving the community for over 38 years. And we've asked ourselves what makes a great community, as I mentioned before. And when you look at the community, you look at people being connected, you look at them being connected from their heart.
Yeah.
But you can't forget the youth. Because when you look at a great community, the way you treat the youth is really more important than any question that you may ask.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Those individuals there.
Yeah, I see Wagner in there. I see Wagners and Almonds and all these kids who could do great things. You know, Mackles, Bennett, Bennett Rudisil. They're our community. You know, they're our community right there. So.
And they're gaining confidence from the coaches and the parents who volunteer their time. They're learning how to be okay with being who they are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And I've been very fortunate, like I apologize if I interrupted there, but so we talked about me breaking the backboard and, you know, the whole deal, and Jim Schreiner and Denny Schreiner. I remember Jim Schreiner, when we would do the drills, Jim was big beer belly, he was a bowler, you know, he was a good guy, but he would do all the drills with us. He would run the laps with us, and he would shoot, and he would play. And I had a great appreciation for that. And that's something that I always did when I coached. I never asked somebody to do something I wasn't going to do. And I was so fortunate to always have positive coaches to help to mold me. Because you can have a negative coach, and next thing you know, you're 9 years old and you've quit whatever sport you're playing, or scouts, or whatever you're in. But I've been fortunate to have that. So being around positive coaches is important for these kids right here.
And a lot of times that might be the only positivity they have.
Could be.
They could be going through it rough at home, and they come to that game, and your smile is waiting there for them with words of encouragement.
Yep. I could probably count on one hand the number of times that I got mad at a kid for just not listening. You know what I mean? And I sit him down for a second or whatever. But I think if you interviewed anybody that coached in sports, they would say, you know, positive energy. I love statistics. Like that is my passion is statistics. So Jackson, my son, plays lacrosse. When Jeff Cook comes and he covers a game at the Gettysburg Times, and I have all the statistics. You know how many shots that Jackson had in his career? I have it. You want to know how many foul shots that Jackson scored? Not just Jackson, but there's Jackson, but all the kids. So like I would say, J.D. Sig, here, you scored your 200th point in basketball. Who knows in 7th grade you've scored your 200th point? You know, we give them a basketball or rated on that. And so that's the stuff kids remember. You know, or they score their 50th goal in lacrosse. I'm running out, I'm hollering at the referee hey, could I have that ball? Exchange it real quick, because I knew it was coming. And write that. And that's what I wanted to give the kids. I wanted them to feel like, poor Jackson, his lacrosse team, 1 in 53. Gettysburg's new lacrosse. His 3 years of lacrosse, 1 in 53. And so I do the sports writing on the Facebook and the whole deal about it. But those kids wouldn't, if you read an article that I wrote, there's nothing negative in there. I want every kid to feel, of course my son too, he's a handsome devil there, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's a good looking dude. But I want every kid to feel like they're an all-star. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm going to close on the kid. Coaching baseball, when I coached, you played baseball? You played, in your area, you played baseball?
No.
Softball?
I didn't play.
Gotcha. You
Sure.
played baseball, right?
Yep.
So there are probably a lot of kids on your team growing up that never pitched once in their life. Never did. I think that's important. So when I coached Little League Baseball, the 9 and 10-year-olds, I let each kid pitch to at least 3 batters a year. They may not be able to get the ball across the plate. What's 3 walks? Who cares in rec baseball? What's 3 walks? But that gives that kid confidence. And maybe the kid goes on to be a great player. And that's the way I think people should coach sports. I'm sidebarring, I apologize.
No.
We're so negative about what we do, but we're so influential on these kids, and we need to be more positive.
I think the youth for community media is our most precious resource.
100%.
And they need to possibly find out what their talents are.
You don't know.
It could be sports, it could be theater, it could be music, it could be working with your hands, it could be trout. The more that we can do for a community, the more we can do as a community to provide opportunities for our youth. And within that opportunity, they find their talents.
True.
They find how to set goals.
Yeah.
In other words, how do you take those talents and how do you bring them out?
Yeah.
And again,
Yep.
thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Well, I get a lot out of it, though. I do. And it's not, and I sound like it's a cliche, but it's not all about wins and losses. It really isn't. Who cares if your CYO 7th and 8th grade basketball team went, 12-6 or 10-8? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares that the cross teams, won in whatever? They had a great experience going up and back to State College on a bus that Max at Gettysburg Tours got us hooked up with. They felt like rock stars going up. That's what it's all about. You don't remember. I mean, I play hockey still. We're a pretty good team, but who cares? We're hanging out with our friends. Whether you're, like I said, whether you're fishing, whether you're playing an instrument, whether you're doing whatever, spend time with people you care about. So. I'm soapbox. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize for being real.
No, you don't have to at all. No. So what do you want to impart on Jackson as the next Sheads generation?
So,
What are you hoping for him? I mean, obviously, health, wealth,
Sure,
good
all the
school,
stuff.
all of that, but carrying on the family tradition.
Well, he has it dialed in right now. My ex-wife Stacy and I, we've done all right. He has it figured out. He's a good young adult. He's making his own decisions. Selfishly, I think Gettysburg is the best place in the world. When he decided he wanted to go to Ole Miss, there was a little bit of, wow, that's pretty far. It's 909 miles away. But the fact that he's brave enough and carving his own path is important. And I think a lot of times people think all I care about is sports. But whatever he wants to do, as long as he does the best at it, is great. He cares about people. He's similar to me in regards to he'll take his friends out to dinner. You know what I mean? He'll pick up the tab, or he'll want to maybe one of his friends years ago didn't have a whole lot of money to buy a video game. Hey, Dad, do you think I could gift that to such and such because I know he wants this game, and so we would gift that. And so the fact that he's already doing all those things, that's a win. You know what I mean? And he's not looking for any accolades or anything either. Just the fact that he's carving his own path. I want him to be, successful at what he does, but I want him to keep doing what he's doing, which is caring about people. So.
Matt, We're all but to the end.
I enjoyed it. That
Yes.
was fun.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun. I tell you what, I didn't know what to expect. I'm blown away with the videos, and like I said, you're hitting me up for some questions. I'm thinking we're just gonna put this together. I'm texting you questions this morning that you asked about a month ago to get, and I thought we were just gonna wing it. When I saw a picture of me, I'm like, okay, you guys have figured it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you please.
No.
I was gonna say, if anything, and now I'm plugging you guys. If you have a couple extra dollars and you're looking to support a good cause, you're not going to turn away money, right?
No, we don't.
Okay, but I know you can flip on Facebook, and I don't have cable TV. You can still pop on cable TV and see it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I always see you out in the community. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. I am honored to be here. It was cool that the chamber gave me the honor and that started this whole process. But like I said earlier, just follow your heart. If you basically you're moved to do something, do it. If it's positive, if you're moved to do something that's negative, just forget about it. But.
So what did it mean to get the Adams Gettysburg Chamber of Commerce Citizen of the Year Award?
Well, it meant a lot. I've known Carrie at the Chamber of Commerce, the president, Carrie Stewart, forever, since she first started working at the Chamber on York Street, way back. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago because she'd get mad, but it's been a while. And so I brag about, I'm on the Grunt Committee. It's my favorite committee. The Grunt Committee is if you need me to move stuff at the Wine Music Festival, popping this or doing this or carrying this, I'm all about that. But to be honored by friends, my friend Brian Johnson and Isaac Bucher nominated me to be nominated was good. I think there was maybe one other person in the running, so it made me feel good. It wasn't, like they just said, I was throw it to Matt, but it moved me. And congrats to Mike Cogliano from Wellspan. He was a Volunteer of the Year this year, and he's
You're
great.
a Volunteer of the Year.
In 2010.
2010.
When Mark showed that video earlier, when Mark and Lisa were there was a cutout of Matt Sheads. Carl and Susie France, I don't know if you remember them, they were in France Plumbing, good friends. They made that cardboard cutout, and they had it at the 2010 when they gave me that award. Jackson, my son, was just a little pup. He was just on my hip. He was born in 2007, so he was only 3. But Chamber's near and dear. It's a good organization. Many good organizations out there.
Oh, there is a lot of great people.
A lot of great people.
Jen, did you have fun?
Absolutely. I knew I was going to. That's why I jumped at this opportunity.
Thank you. I am touched. Like, I really am. Like, to put the videos in and
He told me to run with it.
He did. He ran with
Yeah.
it. Nailed it.
He gave me an outline of what we were going to do, and
I don't know what your job is here, but she might be kicking you. I mean, she might be trying to bump you out.
And that's all fine and dandy because there's always something to do.
There is.
Yeah.
And Jennie, do you have anything you want to say as we bring this to an end?
I love being connected to Matt. I didn't know him in high school.
Yeah.
Didn't meet him until I guess when I bought Artworks in 2017 and went to you for insurance.
Absolutely.
And
Since then.
I knew who he was, because he is the legend.
Yeah.
I didn't know that legend story about the basketball backboard.
The scar right there.
But no, I knew who he was, and I was just like, wow. I was glad to get to know you because I found so many similarities in us.
We do have a lot.
And our, just our love and passion for Gettysburg.
Yeah.
The history of it.
100%.
That you live in your grandfather's house, and my babysitter was on Stratton Street.
Yeah.
And I can remember, driving by and seeing the little shingle out for Colonel Sheads.
Still there.
And I think you should have a little one put below that says Uncle Sheads.
Yeah, Uncle Sheads, maybe. It's Christmas gift.
But, it's just, it's nice to find somebody that is so like-minded and does it for the same reasons for others.
Well, no, yeah, and I appreciate all you do, and I learned something new that Garma's been around since '72.
1972. And
you've been very active, and thank you for that. And I know, Ray, you were on Franklin Street. Weren't you also were you either in a basement or a second floor at one time?
Well, we actually started in the basement.
So you started in the basement, okay?
Started in the basement of what was the Century 21 Realtors.
Okay.
So when you come out of Giant,
Yes.
it's that yellow building. And
that's what I was picking up. Yeah,
Jeff Cook.
Yeah.
Jeff Cook would do our sports, and John Tannen. Between him and John Tannen, we were on, I think, 2 or 3 hours an evening. So they would run there, take the VHS tape and plug it in, and we went to, a small portion of Adams County, but we were on.
Yeah.
It was a baby step, and we still haven't reached our pinnacle. Our pinnacle is to be able to celebrate the totality of our community, and to be the voice, to be the eyes, to celebrate the good, and to speak over it.
Right.
And haven't reached it yet. But boy,
you're going in the right direction.
Aren't we?
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, what Mark does, Mark Worley, what you do.
Amazing.
Thank you personally for what you've done for the Adams County Sports Hall of Fame, helping out with the website. But no, I appreciate it a lot. I enjoyed it immensely. I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know how detailed it was going to be. And you guys have a top end place here. I really enjoy it.
Anything else you'd like to say, Matt?
Well, thank you. I just say, like I said before, if you're moved to do something, just do it. You know what I mean? It's like a Nike, just do it, right?
Yep.
So thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed being with Jennie and myself as we spent time
100%.
celebrating.
It's good.
Matt Sheads. And there's a little story about Matt Sheads. God was up in heaven, you see, and he was on one side of the street, and Matt was on the other, and one of his friends came up, and he said, come here, I want to show you what I made, and he pointed to Matt, and he said, I knocked it out of the park.
Oh, man.
Way to go, Matt, way to go.
I can tell you that Sister Phyllis and Sister Claudine and Sister Alfreda, they're probably messengers to help mold me that way too. He got me started. They helped to mold me that way at St. Francis.
You had a purpose. You had a purpose, and thank you for fulfilling it.
Thank you.
So thank you for watching the segment of Open House here at Community Media. I'm Raymond Gowker, Jennie Dillion, Matt Sheads, and until we get a chance to meet again and bring another outstanding individual and organization on our panel here or our station, be kind, be healthy, and remember that you are precious.